Hello and welcome to the Comboless podcast. We are. Whoa! I literally just asked you and I forgot already. Episode 7, baby.
Number 7. Come on.
7. Roll in the 7s. Get that Final Fantasy bonus special. What do you get with the 7s again?
Lucky number 7. But I thought you were going to say, 7 being the best of all the Final Fantasies, but that's obviously up for debate. But in my eyes,
I feel the remakes have ruined 7 a bit for me. We won't go quite into the okay, no, we won't go in there yet. Episode 7 anyway. But I was thinking of Final Fantasy 7, the old one. You'd roll. Would you get 7s with Tifa or something like?
Cat Sith.
Cat Sith.
But if also, I think if your health landed on 7,
you get like
7
attacks or something.
Yeah, something like that. I never actually managed to get that though.
No, I never got that either. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. A little tired.
I have a bit more energy, I think, today than I did last week. I was pretty exhausted last week.
You think this is going to be more of an active
Absolutely no. Well, who knows? What have you been doing?
Well, most of my gaming, as usual, been put into Tekken.
I have played so little Tekken this week.
I know, and I think it might...
right, okay, so we did the random again.
We did.
After the last fight. You got...
Law,
who, as a character, I can't stand. I hate Law so much. And then I got Xiao Yu.
Yes.
When it came up, I was like, loser for being Law. And then when Xiao Yu came up for me, I was like...
God damn, I'm the real loser.
I was somewhat excited, because Xiao Yu, fucks me up, all the time. And I was thinking, okay, she's another stance-based character. I'm starting to dig the stance-based characters. I'm starting to realise my little niche in Tekken. And then I played her, and I hated the game. I loaded her up, and I was like, right, okay, I'll learn her punishments. Punishments were just a bit lackluster.
Right.
And then I thought, okay, I'll start learning her combos. And her combos felt a little lackluster. And I was just... I was lost, man. I was so lost. Okay. Her stances are a bit more awkward to change between, and they're they're too similar, I think.
I've not played her, so I can't really comment.
I was having fun doing the emotes.
Oh yeah.
It's just like her waving her hand or looking out into the distance and stuff. I thought they were fun, but I never actually put her into a fight. I kept her in practice mode, and I was like, I'm going to play her for a bit, tried learning some combos, did some bits and pieces, was messing about, and I was like, this just is not working out for me at all. I'll come back to it.
I'm guessing
and then I put my controller down, I closed Tekken, and then I didn't load it up again until today. So I don't know if I absolutely hate Xiao Yu so much that it put me off the game completely, or the switch between characters from week to week killed me because there was too much knowledge I needed to learn and I had a meltdown.
I don't think it's the second option, I'll be honest with you, because you picked up Zafina so well in a week.
I did.
And I think the problem is you just didn't put the hours into Xiao Yu.
Yeah, I just didn't play her at all, pretty much. I just didn't. I don't know what it was. I just couldn't. I didn't like her.
And I think the problem is you're going to lose Xiao Yu the opportunity to learn her now because you're going to have someone new. By the end of today.
Maybe.
No, you're going to. You agreed this, and we're going to stick to it.
Okay.
But perhaps I should talk about Law for a bit.
Yeah, go on then. How do you find Law? Actually, before, let me set the stage.
Right, okay.
You get Law as a character. I leave. Next day, you load up Tekken.
For a little bit, yes.
You load up Tekken. What do you do to learn the character?
I do it strange. So I don't go into practice, but what I'll do is I'll go online, and it's obviously searching for a match. Because I'm in the lower ranks, I usually find that you can mess around with the character a bit, and people aren't really good enough at that level to really
care.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
So you can mess around for a bit, learn the combos, but I also learned the combo strings in like the waiting between the matches. And sometimes
What are you reading the move list then, or are you doing?
It's the combo challenges. I think it's called combo challenges.
Yeah, call them combo challenges.
So I'll do a few of those, and I'll do the punishment training. And I generally find that once you've done those two, you actually become quite good at character.
Yeah.
And then you really just like, for example, there's one move where it'll put you in the air. It's like, oh, you can do this combo, but you could add like 3 punches, just small punches into the combo in the middle and extend it quite massively.
Yeah.
Once you've done the punishment and combo challenges, I feel that's when you start practicing that area. I usually find that I get quite good with characters around that point.
Yeah, that's see at that point I do the punishment training, the combo stuff.
Yeah,
I mess around with the combos and mix them up a little bit, adding in the little bits and pieces, and then I go online.
What I find cool is, so I've come across a few Yoshimitsus that every time I play them do a different bloody style combo, and I'm like, that's just not the one I've seen.
You can play Yoshi in so many different ways.
So I'm like, it's really interesting, but with Law specifically, people don't like him.
Yes, because he just goes Hoi-ya! And then does a backflip, and then you're fucked.
It's such a good move though. But it's the one low spin kick and then the backflip.
Yeah,
which people fall for every time.
I hate it. I don't even like. What are you supposed to do?
It's a low block. That's all. It is
a low block, but I feel like it's so much faster than everyone else's. Like react low.
No, I got a feeling it's probably similar. The one that I was fall for was Jin's. It's like a low claw.
That is fast. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that's not much faster than Law's one. It's just reacting. When you see the character moving that way, you've just got to be quick enough to do it.
I'm going to have to look at the animation, I think. Because, like, I just never catch it. It always feels like he's just crouching or something like that, you know?
Yeah. No, there's a specific animation for it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, there will be. Anyway. I've not looked at it enough. So,
Leo is still my top-rated character, but I reckon I could get Law to the same level as him.
That's because he's bullshit.
You made me lose my train of thought.
I'm sorry. Everyone hates Law, man.
He's just got like low combo. He's a bit of everything. He is one of the classic fighters, though, isn't he?
He is a classic, I guess.
So yeah, I really get along with him.
Yeah.
Already got like a couple customizations going as well.
You got a few customizations already.
Only 2 this time. Only 2.
Have you brought out the red pants again?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. But I have got. I've done a beach Law.
Of course.
I tell you something.
Is he tanned?
No, really.
No.
I didn't put the tan on him actually. I don't think. But for some reason, he has to have sunglasses on. Without sunglasses, I'm like, it just doesn't look quite right. His outfits.
Yeah.
They look a bit...
Did you go with the like anime sunglasses?
No. I think I've gone with I can't remember what ones I've gone for now. I'd have to have a look.
Yeah.
And well, I'm sure you'll see one at some point. But yeah, I've really enjoyed him. I think he's quite an easy character to learn.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've just done really well with him. I think I was saying to you just before the podcast, my win percentage is, out of all the matches I fought with Law, is 92%, which is my highest.
That's kind of crazy.
I don't know whether I got lucky with like, really.
Law's just people. Bullshit, man. That's how I feel.
Struggle with Law. I do struggle with Law when we do the matches online.
Yeah, I think you're probably advantageous against him now because you've learned his moves properly.
Well, funnily enough, you should say that. So obviously he's Garyu, but the match that got him into Garyu was Law v Law.
Oh, really?
And I was just like, oh, this is going to
irritate
me.
Were you both just spamming the same move?
You didn't have much of a chance, bro. I don't know what happened, but either he was having a bad day or I was just having a really good day.
Yeah.
But he just didn't get anything off. And what I love is like, that was an easy 300 points. I don't want a rematch, do they? Oh, okay. Easy 300 points again. Of course it was. Walked away with those 2 wins.
Nice.
Garyu, bro.
Nice.
Garyu.
Nice.
It's always weird from like, you can see, oh, they're in a promotion match. You just like, I want to really mess them up so they don't promote. And they win. And I'm just like, oh, God. But no, it went quite well.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think I've only played like 26 matches with him. So it's quite low.
Yeah.
And I've only lost like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it's gone quite well, weirdly.
Nice.
Surprisingly.
It's like, how many hours did you put in on him?
I don't know.
You don't know?
We were talking about this before, weren't we? Whether you can find out the amount of hours you've put into a character on the stats screen.
No, yeah, you've only got fights.
Yes,
the amount of fights that you've had with him.
How many hours I put into him.
You could kind of calculate a rough estimate from that, though.
There's a usage ratio, I'm pretty sure. But that doesn't tell you the length of time. But what I can say is I have now played Tekken 8 for over 100 hours.
Over 100?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I've gotten there, so...
I'm scared to keep track of mine now. I'm
300.
over 320 now.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gone much higher.
It hasn't gone much in the last week.
Yeah,
I've not put much into Tekken this week. Tell you what I have put time into though.
Okay, let's hear it.
It is spooky month, so I decided to have spooky game, and I loaded up the remake of Resident Evil 2.
I was weirdly going to say Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Sorry,
like my first Resident Evil was Resident Evil Outbreak, which is like a weird like in between thing. I think I can't remember when it came out, but my favorite was Resident Evil 4.
I didn't play that one.
Resident Evil 4 was so good, and then 5 came out, and I was just like, this is bollocks.
That's where I started.
Oh really? So, and then 6 came out after that, and I didn't even buy it because it looked awful.
There's a bit of a story with 5.
Yeah.
For me. So I'd never played a Resident Evil game before. And I don't know how I got it. Anyway, I bought it and it was on the PS3.
Right.
And I was playing it and I'm like, oh, it's okay. It's not what I thought a Resident Evil game was.
Mm.
But by then they had changed the camera thing, hadn't they? So
they like completely changed everything at that point.
I think I don't know if it was 1 as well, the first one. 1, 2, 3. The camera was always static.
Yeah, it was a static camera.
And then I think after 4 it changed to like over the shoulder sort of thing, didn't it? Anyway. Yeah. I'm playing the game and I'm like, oh, this is all right. It only proceeds to melt the motherboard of my PlayStation.
No
for some
way!
reason.
Wow. I remember 5 you're talking about now. Yeah. 5 really did push the graphics on that console.
The motherboard melted.
That's crazy.
And I had to go take it into. Do you remember Comets? It was like Curry's competitor. This was years ago now.
Oh my god, yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
I was like, when you said that, I was like, what the fuck are you on about? But then, some memories came back.
Comments, they're gone now, but damn. I bought it from there and I took it back. And luckily, when I bought it, because obviously I think I spent like £400 on the console, so it was quite a lot.
Yeah, it was an expensive
My
console.
stepdad said, if you're buying this, you're getting the warranty or the guarantee thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I can't afford that. He went, no, I'm going to get it because I just would rather you have that if something went wrong with this.
Yeah.
And oh my god, thank the Lord he convinced you to do it. They were like, yeah, we'll have a look at it. And they went, yeah, the motherboard's melted. The disc never came back to me, and I never bought it again.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess I wasn't that.
Like 5 is such a bad start to the series, man. That sucks.
Yeah, the worst bit was it was the PS3 that had the backwards capability.
Yeah.
And they stopped doing those.
Yeah.
Like about a year or two.
They realised they could sell it to you again.
Yeah. So, which really did disappoint me a bit because it was like, oh yeah, you can't play your PS2 games on it anymore. Yeah. And I'm like, but the catalogue for PlayStation 2 was insane.
Yeah, I know.
And then it was really small for PS3.
Yeah. It was rough.
Real disappointment there, but yeah, had to get a new one. Got the slim model. Was never quite the same. Never had that shiny shit.
I never had the slim.
But
then again, actually, I don't think I even had the 3 properly.
You had it, and I know you did.
I was using it. It wasn't mine.
Oh, okay. Well, I knew you played it, I should say. Yeah. But I've still got the PS3 Slim. It has survived all this time. Yeah, no. It was
the first one that came out was so bulky, wasn't it? It was huge.
Yeah.
It was really heavy as well.
Yeah. But
we played a lot of Little Big Planet.
That's how I know you had it.
Yeah.
We played a Little Big Planet.
It was such a good level, dude.
It was so level. Good. It had a few plays though, didn't it? A few people tried it.
Yeah, like it. I don't know. Like someone made a shark.
I think you made the shark.
I don't think I made the shark.
Well, it must have been me then. It was only the two of us.
Oh, okay. Well, we made an overpowered shark, and we literally just had these these boards that were just floating on the water, and you just had to try and make it to the end. It was so good. It was absolutely chaos. The shark would come flying from the edge of the screen.
Did you have a vehicle as well that you had to ride the last bit over a ramp or something like that?
Oh, something like that. It was so good though. It was a great level, man.
I wonder if I still have access to it.
They're all the servers are cutting off, aren't they?
I don't know, but I wonder if it's saved to the actual PS3.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
I'd have to.
I'd love to play that again.
It was brief. We did it in 10 seconds and be like, anyway,
No, I love that level. That level was so good.
I did like Little Big Planet. It was really, really fun.
Yeah, I thought it was great. They moved on. Like Little Big Planet 3 was a huge disappointment, I think.
Little Big Planet 2, I can't even say it. Little Big Planet 2 was the best one.
Yeah.
No, they did one for the PS4, didn't they? Or was that 3?
That was 3, I think. I could be wrong.
But
then they also did the like Sackboy Adventures thing, which was just another like, what are you doing with this IP? And then they moved on to the Dreams game, which I like never played at all.
This calls for some information gathering. Little Big Planet.
Yeah. But to think like that dev, I don't know what they're doing anymore. What were they? Media Molecule, right? Or Molecule?
Sackboy: A Big Adventure came out in 2020. What's Ultimate Sackboy?
Is that the adventure one?
A free-to-play endless running game developed by I'm not going to say this right. Exient Entertainment. Oh, it's a mobile game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
they put a lot of effort into Dreams after that, but I never played Dreams at all. Did you play Dreams?
Nope.
No, it just didn't interest me. Although, like, it was pretty impressive for what it was, but I don't know. It just felt a little dead. Like there was no main character or anything. Like it was just here's a game engine essentially.
Yeah, so all the servers have been shut down for Little Big Planet 3.
It was 3.
I just said Little Big Planet servers. I say sorry. Because they started to experience DDoS attacks.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure entirely what that is.
It's when they attack a server with lots and lots of requests, so that the server dies essentially.
Users reported that hackers were posting transphobic messages as well. As a result, the online service were temporarily shut down. They were then re-established, I guess, brought back online rather.
Yeah.
For the PS4, but the PS3 were permanently shut down. And then January of this year, the servers were again temporarily shut down, and have now been permanently shut down.
Oh wow, that's sad. But there's got to be so many like levels and maps of Little Big Planet which are just gone now.
Yeah,
that
I
sucks.
imagine so.
That sucks.
I'm just looking now at games that they've games that this developer has done. Sumo Digital, based in Sheffield, bro.
Yeah,
not far at all, I guess.
Who's this now?
Sumo.
Who are they?
Sumo Digital.
I've never heard of them.
It's on the. I'm pretty sure I just said. It helps if I could find it now, wouldn't it? Oh, this has all gone wrong. Why did you ask me that question? They developed Little Big Planet 3.
Interesting.
Sumo Digital.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's it was an entirely different team that did 3 then, was it?
Well, the first game that's on their list of games developed is Virtua Tennis. And I think, well, okay, that's an interesting place to start.
Interesting.
They've done.
I'm on the same page now.
A couple Sonic.
Oh yeah, they did the Sackboy: A Big Adventure look as well. And they did that Hood game. Hood Outlaws and Legends. That died quickly, I think.
There's some. So they did Forza Horizon as well. Oh, that's ported rather.
Interesting. Okay.
So who did 2 then? Who was in charge of 2?
It must have been Media Molecule.
I will find out.
It was a good game anyway, but like, yeah, there was like, I don't know, it was just good to load up a load of random levels with just absolute chaos and stuff. Like that shark thing was unreal. But yeah, so anyway, going back to Resident Evil. I've been playing through Resident Evil 2, the remake. Never played Resident Evil 2.
No.
So like pretty much all of it is new. Obviously, they changed from the static cameras to third person.
They did, yes.
So, don't know how much I feel about that. I feel like it's lost a lot of the like horror aspects because you don't know what's around the corner and things like that. And now it's just like you're just behind your character now. Yeah. Feels like every other game that comes out.
I really want to play the remake of 2 and the remake of 3.
I highly recommend it. So I've put a load of hours in. So it's been really fun.
I played the Resident Evil 5,
Yeah.
and that is probably
Shit.
that's the only one I played though, I think.
It's like one of the worst ones apart from 6, but I don't count 6 as a Resident Evil game.
I've seen 6, and I was just like, no.
Resident Evil 6 is so bad.
So, have you ever played Dead Space?
Yeah.
So Dead Space did a similar thing, and this is just kind of how I view the games as they've gone on.
Yeah.
They became more action adventure than they were
Yeah, that's
horror.
exactly what happened. So what happened before 6 came out? The devs or the director of Resident Evil said, in order to keep up with the games of today, we're going to have to follow suit of what Call of Duty is doing and become more action-oriented. Really? And it was the worst decision. 6 came out, everyone hated it, they pretty much like killed it off pretty quickly, and then they left it for a bit, and then 7 came out, which went straight back to the horror roots again.
Yeah, and 7 was quite successful.
7 was highly successful.
8's also successful.
Yeah.
Or Village, as it is.
But I highly recommend picking up 2. It's really good.
Whenever I think of Village, though, I just think of the one thing that everyone was doing when it came out. Was that you could get a fly swatter, I think, and you know, like the huge lady. They were just like running up behind her, slapping her in a certain place, and running away. And I was just like, oh god.
Yeah, I haven't played 7. No, sorry. Yeah, it is 7.
It's 8.
It's 8, is it? Village?
7 is the one where you're kept by the family.
Yeah, okay. Sure. I played a bit of 7. I never actually finished it, but that's me with a lot of games these days. I don't finish a lot of games.
Yeah, see, I'd like to play the originals because I just want to see that horror aspect, but I do wonder. So the PlayStation limitations kind of worked well in this area that, you know, they had to think we can only do so much with the processing power or the graphical power we have.
Yeah.
Making the camera static so just that it was pre-rendered and didn't have to change anything probably removed a lot of limitations in that respect. But using it as well for a horror element.
Oh, it was so good.
And it's the same with the darkness. So they're doing it now with Silent Hill. Haven't they just released number 2, the remake?
They remade 2,
so
there's no static camera.
No. But like in the original, because they couldn't render so far, they were just using like the black pixels to make it more spooky almost. And it was like using the limitations to its advantage, sort of thing.
Like all the fog was essentially down to you just couldn't render it.
Yeah. I did see a comment the other day saying, if you remove the fog, it just looks like you're on a day out in the UK. It's just like it really does.
That's amazing. But
I don't know how well having static camera would work now, but I would like to see it. I would like to see it as an option, surely.
It would have been nice as an option. But yeah, like I'm trying to think whether or not anything's done like the static camera at all. Maybe some indie games.
If you can do the movie motion camera with GTA, you must be able to do the static camera.
Well, it's not to say that they can't do it. It's just they have to design around it.
Yes, but it's just like an option, isn't it? You can just tick it and...
No, but that's the problem. Options. Like, if you have it as an option, then you're not putting all of the, like, why you've put a table in a certain place, or why you've put a window in a place, or why there's a hallway.
Okay, I should probably clarify then. I think it should be using the remakes on the basis that that's how they were designed to look.
Yeah, definitely.
In a more recent game, I could understand. Yeah. You might have some eyebrows raised.
Yeah, you should definitely pick up 2. It's probably on sale.
I'd like to get the physical copy of it.
Yeah.
It
is good. It is good. I've been enjoying it a lot. But because in 2 you have, I can't remember his name, but there's a guy that follows you around.
Mr. T? No, that's
Mr. T.
What's this, Mr. something?
It's like Mr. X.
I
can't remember that, but like
it is Mr. X.
It is Mr. X, is it? Because in the game he's called something else.
Mr. X is a character, an antagonist from Resident Evil 2 and its remake.
Like, I'm sure he's called something else in the game.
Possibly.
Anyway, like him as like an idea in the game is so good. So you're in this police place, right? And you're exploring all this location, and everything's like horror based. There's zombies about and blah blah blah, right? You're all on edge anyway. And then the genius nature of it is, by the time you start getting comfortable with the layout of the map and everything, all of a sudden they bring in this character,
Yeah.
and he is just permanently following you then. So it's like, oh no, I can't go down that hallway anymore because he's there. I need to back and go round and like go another route, and it's so much more stressful when you can hear his footsteps from the door over or something. I'm like, oh no, just trying to hide behind a corner, trying to stay quiet. While a zombie slowly crawls towards you, and you're just like, no, just give me a minute, and then I can go. It's so good.
I just want to throw this comment out there I've just seen on the Wikipedia page.
You're right.
Mr. X has commonly been featured alongside the 2002 song DMX's single X Gon' Give It To You. Just thinking, imagine like, I'm sure someone must have modded it.
Oh, 100% they've done it. I'm pretty sure I've seen it too.
Breaks through the door like, X Gon' Give It To You.
Yeah.
That's 100%
Definitely.
cool. But then it goes on to say, critics praised his deep integration into the game's mechanics, but the constant pressure to escape proved controversial, with some fans going as far as to mod him out of the game entirely.
Oh yeah, I can see why people would hate him.
Yeah.
But like I said, he comes in at such a perfect moment. You've been exploring this same building for hours at this point, so it's like you're starting to get comfortable. Like, everything's getting easy. It's like, oh yeah, just run down past these zombies, whatever, everything's fine. But then as soon as you bring him in, it like ups the difficulty massively and like makes it so much more on edge because you.
So, what I find strange is that he is notorious, but it's not him that's the biggest. It's the 1 in 3 Nemesis, which is the one that I think of the most. And I just remember seeing that PlayStation 1 cover art, and it's just his face on the front of it. Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm not sure I'm ready to play this game.
You 100% pick up 2 though.
I do want to play them.
Highly recommend it. It's very good. I've been enjoying it a lot.
They are those games that I haven't tried, and they're famous. They're just one of those games that I think if you call yourself a gamer, really, you should have played at least one of them.
100% you should play it. Yeah, 5 was such a bad starting point to get into that series.
So I do like some of the horror games. Like I said, I do like Dead Space.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering...
Never finished Dead Space.
Which one? The first one?
Any of them. I never played 3 at all because I thought it looked really bad. I thought it looked really bad. I played 2 a little bit. I played 1 the most, but never finished it.
See,
I got the remaster of it through like the Xbox Pass or whatever.
Yeah.
Started playing it and was somewhat enjoying it, but I don't know. I just I get bored of it pretty quick.
That's your just nature of games. So
I think I have problems.
I really enjoyed the first one because it was like a horror thing. I was like, oh, I'm not used to this. Yeah. The second one I loved even more because they were like, okay, we've done the jumping out and scaring you, which they carried on to do. Yeah. But they incorporated like psychological elements into it. Yeah. It's like you're playing as the main character whose name is Isaac, and he's having like visions, and like they would pop in randomly of people screaming while you were like walking down certain corridors or certain animations were happening. Yeah. And I thought that's like they've added like another layer to it completely. Yeah. Number 3 I never finished because it was boring.
Yeah, I remember looking at the trailer or something for 3 and thought it looked so bad. It was just like it seemed like a cash grab to me. Yeah,
they went, oh, we're going to make it more action adventure. Yeah. Like these things weren't scary and where you're like, they're not jumping at me. I'm just shooting them and taking them out. It feels like
exactly.
Which, you know, is a bit of a shame, I think, because I liked the first 2, and I really do hope they remake the second one. But I don't think they'll remake the third one.
Probably if anything, they'll try to avoid even bringing it up again.
They'll do a retcon on that and go, that never happened.
Yeah, exactly. What was that new game that came out somewhat recently that just looked like Dead Space? It begins with C.
Project Castello?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, never played it.
I hear it was very boring.
It failed badly, didn't it? Tremendously.
But everyone looked at it and they were just like, this is just Dead Space, but not Dead Space.
Yeah, I think it was.
So I don't know, like, because one of the people that we know, Chris, he played it and he was just like, this is just horrendously boring.
It's called the Callisto Protocol.
Ah, that's it.
Not the Project Callisto, which I probably was called at one point. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I just thought that looked really boring, so I never loaded it up.
It got mixed or average reviews. I mean, so I don't really know how to judge some of these people who review games. Metacritic the aggregate score for PS5 was 69. Oh, I mean PC, PS5, Xbox. It was 68, 69, 70.
Okay.
Which isn't actually the worst.
It's not terrible, no.
And but other companies have gone. So GameSpot gave it a 5 out of 10. PC Games N must have liked it because they gave it a 9 out of 10.
A 9 out of 10?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, it really is mixed, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I'd just skip that one.
The story was unremarkable. PC Games N gave it a 9 out of 10, but then said, was highly positive of the game, feeling it excelled at balancing horror and action, though felt the story was unremarkable. So you gave it a 9 out of 10?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like, is it the story, a key element to games these days, wasn't really worth much
Is
at all.
the story a key element of games these days?
Yes, I think because...
Really? Because I play, like, 80% of my games have barely any story.
Well, no, there's lore in them.
There's lore.
There's
not even that much lore, though.
There's
like,
still lore, though,
a lot of the games I play are literally just mechanics based.
I think if it's not got any story, it's just a multiplayer game. I think Call of Duty is pretty much an example of that.
Yeah.
Does it have a campaign still?
Yeah, it still massively has a campaign.
But
And people love the campaign too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the one thing I never hear about from Call of Duty, weirdly.
And like a lot of the games that I play are very like sandbox based, where there's just no story. There's just the game and you play with it.
Like that screwdriver. This one, the factories that make screws. What's it called?
Satisfactory.
Satisfactory. But even then, there's story in that. You told me
there is story in Satisfactory. Yeah.
I think story is a good. It doesn't have to be a massive element. I guess you're right, but I think it is a good element of games, and I think it should.
I'll tell you what I have been playing as well this week. Speaking of Satisfactory, Factorio.
Right, okay.
Factorio's DLC came out, The Space Age. It's brilliant.
Are you going to elaborate any further than that?
I don't think I need to because you don't have a clue what it is.
I've never played it, no, so it's a bit of a wasted effort on me. Sorry.
It's a good game. Again, along the same lines of like you make a factory. It's like it's one of the main ones.
Okay.
It came out before Satisfactory, but the DLC has just come out this last week, and it adds like just so much more. The scope of it is just insane now.
So I have heard of it. I should say that much at least. I've just not played it or know anything about it. Other than I've seen it.
It's very good.
Interesting enough, though, DLCs. I have been looking into Elden Ring's DLCs.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
That.
That's really good. I recommend that.
And it's just making me think now, like how good some game companies are at DLCs and how shocking others are.
Oh, I know. The contrast between Elden Ring's DLC and I can't even think of like what's a terrible DLC these days. Like some DLCs are just like what. It's hard to rate them because some of them are like episodic, like they extend the game in an episode type way, like Elden Ring, or you've just got like, oh, you add another vehicle.
Okay, so that's a fair point.
And
I suppose they all come into the bracket of DLC.
Yeah, but so it's like either... So let's go with like the episodic type, we're expanding the game. I can't even think of a really bad one. Because if I see that it's really bad, I'm just not going to buy it. But Elden Ring's DLC is huge.
I mean, I can think of one that's bad, but we've already spoken about it. And I'd rather not speak about it.
Oh, no, you're not going to bring up fucking...
But then, at the same time, Bethesda have done like DLC for Skyrim, which has been really good.
Yeah, that's true. Like a lot of people like the vampire one, didn't they?
Yeah. So it's a shame, really. But on to Elden Ring. Yeah, I need to pick it up.
It's good. I recommend it. It is good.
And you know, I like those games.
It's hard.
Aren't they all?
It's hard, but it's nowhere near as hard as what people were saying about it. Like the DLC came out and everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is so ridiculously hard. I don't know how to play." Like and then they were giving it really bad reviews, saying that it was too tough. But I didn't think it was that hard. Like it was definitely a step up, but
I think Elden Ring got a lot of new gamers, a lot of new fans, I should say.
Yeah, I guess it did. It like opened that genre, I guess, opened up massively.
Dark Souls, but then like, when did Dark Souls 3 come out? 2016.
I don't know. Years
like you've got people that have come into gaming since then and have picked up Elden Ring.
Yeah, we old.
I mean, you didn't have to say it out loud, but yes,
no, we old, dude. We old.
But yeah, like so, and then they're struggling with it, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
But like, I didn't find it particularly the hardest.
What, just Elden Ring in general?
Yeah. I remember the hardest bit on some of the bosses, but they were so far away, you'd have to sprint to them. By the time you got to them, you're out of like stamina to do an attack, and they've moved on to the next point.
Yeah,
and you're
teleported to the complete opposite side.
Turn around and start running back.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some bosses where, like, if you're a magic-based character, they were a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah.
And a lot faster just to deal with, but yeah. But no, yeah, the DLC Elden Ring, I recommend it. It's very good, and like it adds so much.
Yes.
What's crazy about it though is, in order to even start the DLC, you need to go to like 2 secret areas. Honestly, it's bizarre to start the. You buy the DLC, and if you weren't to look up anything. To get there, you have to collect 2 stones, combine the stones at a certain place to go to a secret area, explore that secret area to find another secret area, which takes you to this other area where you have to defeat a boss in that area, and then once you've defeated that boss, then you can access the DLC.
Are you thinking of, is it the Halig tree? The Halig tree? You have to find the secret rooms to get into that area. So I got that far. Like I beat.
See, like, I finished the game without even getting to that snowy area that first place. So it's just crazy to me that I don't like playing those games while looking up everything, because I feel like loads of people just spoil loads of stuff about it all the time.
You miss
you do miss loads of stuff. But I guess that's kind of like the allure of this kind of game. It's like you can play it, and as long as you don't get spoiled on anything, then you can still find things like years later, you know. That
bottom right, Kaled, the one that's got all the poison swamps, you don't actually need to go there at all, do you? Because you can fight the other bosses elsewhere. Same as the volcano. You only need 2 bosses to get into the city.
I can't remember.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the case. Beat 2 bosses, then you can get into the city and then do like the rest of the main story, which means you don't have to do all those other areas.
Yeah, it's crazy. So all these other areas are like hours worth of gameplay too, and multiple bosses within these areas, and you just can skip them completely.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's definitely a game where you like explore and you'll be rewarded almost.
Oh, definitely.
But it's so big that you don't want to explore it, because you're just like, you want to be fed some story or progression, and running around in the same area isn't always going to do that.
See, I think looking at it, there's views I have which I'm like, it's too big and it's like a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
Then there's another view I have of like, no, actually, if I take my time with this game and like actually just spend hours and hours literally just exploring as if I was in the game, immersing myself, finding these like little nooks and crannies and stuff, and then all these little hidden areas and stuff, like it adds so much to the gameplay. It's kind of crazy. But you have to sort of like switch off your modern game mind, if you get what I'm meaning. Like you have to completely forget every other game that you've played and just experience this as its own experience. It's kind of crazy.
It is, and not everyone's for that.
No, definitely. I can definitely see why people are just not interested in it. Well,
we've discussed this before, because it's not so linear. Well, sorry, we don't mind that it's not linear, but we're more fans of the linear ones.
Yeah,
for that reason.
I think I still prefer Dark Souls 3 over Elden Ring.
And I think it's because if you play Elden Ring, you can leave the area you're stuck on, go to a different area, get better, go back and just dominate a boss. Whereas Dark Souls 3, you just have to get better. Like, there are very few areas you can walk away from and like become super strong and come back almost. Dark Souls 2 makes that exception even more, because it removes enemies.
It removes enemies, so you can farm.
So you do get the choice of like, in Dark Souls 2, you're like, I can go to this area first or that area, which is like, okay,
I mean, you can do that in all of them, I think.
Can you do it in 3? I can't remember it being done in 3.
Yeah, you I mean, like, there's branches that you could go off. You can go down into the poison, or you can go like this way.
Less than 3. In the first one, you've got to find the 2 bells to begin with.
Yeah, and
there's 2 options to get to each one. I think.
The world design in 1, I think, is like legendary tier compared to what 3 is. Like 3, I feel, is a lot more linear compared to 1.
Yeah, so I'm thinking 3, you need to do the Abyss Walkers to even get to a fork in the road, I think. You can't get past anyone else without doing them.
Yeah, that depends, like, because to get to the Abyss Walkers, you have to go through the swamp. And I feel like going through the swamp is a branch in itself.
Well, that's the main line.
Because you can branch off at that point in the swamp to go down into the poison swamp, or you can go do the witch and then go up that way.
The witch?
Yeah, she does all the purple spikes and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, so you've got to go to that area, you are right.
You have to go that way, but you can split off and go to the poison route until you get to the Abyss Walker's door, and then you have to go back and see the witch.
No,
so
you can
it branches.
You can fight the Abyss Walkers and you can get through the crypt. You can, because you're thinking of the city. You can't get in the city without the doll that you get from going past that mage.
That's another thing. The doors are locked. You can't get in.
I've done the Abyss Walkers and gone back to do the Crystal Sage.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it stops you. But then you need the doll to get into the city, which you get from the cathedral.
Oh no! Can you do the Abyss Walkers but not go down into the crypt then?
No, you can go into the crypt.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
You
Yeah.
sure?
Yeah, you can get all the way to what's the giant's name?
I know
Yarn?
about yeah,
something like that. I'm pretty sure you can get all the way to him, but you can't go and do the sludge guy until you get the doll to get past the invisible barrier.
Huh.
So you have to go back.
I always thought you had to do the witch way first.
I'm trying to think though, isn't there another? Oh yeah, you can do the castle at the very end, or you can. So I suppose you can.
There's definitely a few branches. It's not completely like you're going in one route.
Yeah, you have to attack the person sat in the chair.
Yeah, that's another huge branch right there.
Yeah. But then you're fighting that monster, and it's a big monster to fight.
Yeah, I've done him on level 1.
I do think it's linear though.
It's more linear. It's definitely more linear.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's like super linear though. It's definitely a lot of branches that you can go off.
I think Bloodborne's a bit linear as well, from what I remember. But I'd have to replay
still
that.
Not being able to play Bloodborne.
I know.
It kills me every time I look at it, man.
I know.
Everything about it I should love.
It's really good.
Everyone says that it's really good, and as soon as I load it up, I'm looking at a fucking slideshow of a game, and I'm like, how is anyone playing this?
I don't think it's as bad as people make out.
It's
but I can understand that
horrendous.
It'd be better on 60 FPS.
I mean, you're talking to a person that's playing games at like over 100 FPS now.
Oh yeah, I understand.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you're so used to seeing everything flow so nicely, and then you go back to this thing which is like barely hitting 20, and it's like it's pain. It's actual.
It's not
pain.
so much the characters; the backgrounds are really disorienting when it moves. There's
Yeah.
no like blurring, or it's just straight
awful.
movement.
It's awful, man. Like, I really couldn't get along with it. That's why I want it on PC so bad, but they still haven't gotten around to doing it.
You can kiss that goodbye.
I'm gonna hold my hopes out for it.
I wouldn't hold on to them for too long.
I know. I think I'm in a big group of people that really badly want it.
Well, the worst bit is you'll get it and I'll be like, I played it already. Know what's going on, mate? I never finished the DLC for it though.
There was DLC?
Yes. What was the DLC called again? The Old Hunters.
Oh, yeah.
So that's like another bit they added on.
Yeah.
And I have it, I just don't remember doing it for some reason.
Just never played through it. You need to go through Dark Souls 3 DLC, mate.
I know.
The Ring City is so good. You went, killed the demons, got to the entrance of the Ring City, and then it's like,
I'm done.
Oh, there we go, turn it off, never play it again.
Just reading this page, and it says Bloodborne has been cited as among the greatest video games ever made.
See, I've heard so many good things about it, but I can't play it, man. It actually hurts my eyes when I
I'm surprised that they haven't even remade it.
Yeah, it is a bit crazy.
And I say that, and I wonder. I'm going to type it in now just to see if there is any news on it.
No, people have been asking about it forever, man. They've been asking about it for a very long time.
It's a bit of a shame, but there must be some catch to it. I think we discussed it before. There must be something in the background from either From Software or PlayStation.
It's Sony, I think, is holding it back.
Yeah, but then they've done remakes of games already, so I just wonder if there's something else to it.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, they don't own, From Software don't own the IP, so it has to be Sony.
And it's like, what's his name, the director?
Miyazaki.
It's his favourite one too.
It's interesting though how he felt less strongly about it, how they've ended up with nothing on it essentially.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
It's like, we'll sell our soul, but we want to make this. Now they want to make like another one or a remake. That's not happening.
Yeah,
it's interesting. It's one of those games that you think, oh, it could benefit from something else happening after it, but it's not going to. But yeah.
It definitely will. At some point, that's going to be remade. Sony's knows that they're sitting on a lot of money there.
Yeah.
It's just, I just don't know what they're going to do about it.
Shame, really.
It is a shame because I really want to play it. I want to play it so bad.
If they said, "Oh, we're going to re-releasing it for the PS5," would you pick it up on like a remake, 60 FPS standard?
Yeah, I'd play it on the PS5.
Yeah. You'd really like it.
Would, exactly. Like, I'm a huge Lovecraft fan, and it's like that is so Lovecraftian. It's ridiculous. I want it so bad, but I just can't play it. It almost gives me headaches. It's bad, man.
I won't be long before we're at the point now where like PS4 games you can just download. People will mod them automatically for you.
What do you mean?
Like, people pick up PS2 games on what do they call them? Emulators.
Yeah.
PS3, and then they whack all these different things on them to make them look good and run smoother.
Yeah.
That's going to happen eventually, isn't it?
What, on the console yourself?
No, on a PC. Someone will do something like that.
Yeah.
And then you can play it that way. And Sony will be like, why didn't we make money out of it beforehand?
Yeah, I know. Maybe they're waiting for that to happen and then get those lawyers in.
I mean, potentially.
Who knows, man?
So what happened with Pokemon and Palworld after?
That's still ongoing at the minute, but interestingly, Pokemon got hacked.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah. Game Freak, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got hacked massively, and loads and loads of leaks about Pokemon's come out. Like literally, like all of the like development tools, like all of the like character designs and stuff.
There's
like
development tools for it.
All employee data, like everything has been made public.
So the employee data, I can see that as a problem, but the development tools, I'll be honest with you, have they not been the same for the last
This is what's interesting. Like, people are interested to view through it and be like, oh, like, is there a reason that they've done this, or like, are they actually changing anything between games and things? So I've not massively read into it, but I've heard in the last week, I think.
Really? Okay.
Huge leak it was. Yeah.
I like the Pokemon idea, but I do struggle with it sometimes.
Yeah, there's a lot of information about upcoming games and stuff as well.
How can we milk our people leaving the goal?
Yeah, exactly.
I would like to try. I think I mentioned it last time. The Pokken tournament game. That would be interesting to try.
The what?
I told you about it before. Pokken. It's like the Tekken Pokemon game.
Oh yeah,
that would be interesting to try. I think. Like, I'd like to see if Pikachu has like the electric wind god fist or something similar.
That would be pretty decent.
But yes, unfortunately, I don't have that, and I don't even know what console it's. I presume it's obviously on a Nintendo console.
I've never heard of it, dude. I've never heard of it.
I will bring up a picture for you now.
Yeah.
If you're listening, you'll just have to find your own.
What if at this moment now you Google it and you find out it's been in your head this entire time?
That would be pretty painful. I'll be honest with you.
You just made up an entire game.
But it is on the Wii U.
Yeah.
And it's also on the Switch.
See, I've never even viewed that like cover at all.
So you're not.
Is it just Japanese?
Is it just Japanese? It was on Amazon UK.
Oh, is it?
If I type in a shop after it and come off of images so I can see. I will tell you.
Incredible podcast.
Play Pokken anywhere. That's one of the features. Anywhere, anytime on Nintendo Switch.
Great. Thanks. Well worth the Google search.
I mean,
it's a made up game.
No, it's real. It is real. I'm just looking at it right now.
Completely made up, all in your own head.
Would you play it though? When did it come out?
No, I can't stand Pokemon.
even if it's like a fighting style Tekken game. Like I said, I don't actually know if it is, but I know it's based.
You're making it up.
Fucking.
It's all in your head.
The game combines gameplay elements from Bandai's Namco Tekken series and other fighting games, such as 3D and 2D movements, with characters from the Pokemon franchise.
That's crazy.
It came out on Arcade Fitness 2015.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. What? We should pick it up.
And then it came out. Whoa. You were just mocking me with it's all in your head, it's all in your head. Now I've said that, they've taken a bit of Bandai's Tekken. You're like, we should pick it up.
It doesn't sound like that at all.
It's I don't know what the fighting aspect or gameplay is like, but I think it would
What's
be...
the reviews? Are the reviews terrible?
Reception.
2. 2 out of 10.
79 out of 100.
Yeah, okay.
GameSpot gave it a 9 out of 10. Again, I should clarify, I don't know how good some of these reviewers are.
Yeah.
So I don't hold it to me. Eurogamer didn't give it a number out of 10. They just put recommended.
Oh.
I'm not entirely sure what that means.
I feel like that's probably better than a score out of 10 or 100, to be honest.
IGN gave it an 8 out of 10. Nintendo Life gave it 3, 6, 9. 9 stars out of 10.
You really have to count those stars then.
Well, they didn't just put 9 out of 10. They literally put 9 stars and 1 greyed out star. And I'm just like, how many stars are they giving it? So it's got some pretty alright reviews. So yeah, I think it'd be worth a go.
Obviously Nintendo
but we've
exclusive though.
Come to the problem with Nintendo games, and that is they hold their value, and I'm not sure I want to spend 45, 50 quid on it.
Yeah, that's
for a game that's
a good point.
Almost 10 years old.
Yeah, they have so much control, don't they?
Want to go halves?
No.
Even half, I'm like, I wouldn't spend
I know,
that on
yeah,
that.
Exactly.
Like, I'd say I'd love to play the Mario games as well, but why do they hold their value so well?
They did just full control over their game.
Because they know I'll buy it eventually.
Yeah, pretty much, right.
And like, you think after time, some of their games would just go down in value. Nope.
Yeah,
they
it
just
is
go
a bit
up, some of
crazy,
them.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what it is.
It's not nostalgia, it's just Nintendo, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's
But how have Nintendo managed to get themselves into that position? Because am I right in saying that when the Switch came out, they started publishing more people's games? Because it was a lot of like you had to go through Nintendo to get your game on Nintendo previously. Whereas Switch, they've like opened it up massively.
So Switch does a lot of indie games, I think. As for like big games, when I say big games, I mean like AAA or all those kind of games. I think there's less. I really do think
that's probably down
less.
to like the power of the console. Huh?
Probably, most probably actually. But like, you're just not getting those sort of games out. But then I sort of look at the graphics on the Switch and I think, have they changed since the Wii? I'm not entirely sure they have. It's really debatable.
There's a lot of rumours coming out about Switch 2 at the minute. Seems like it's going to be a hell of a lot more powerful.
Yeah. Do you know what the whisper is?
Yeah.
I'll say, probably not worth the money, but alright, I'll buy it.
And then never buy any Nintendo games for it.
Like, I did it with a Switch. I was just like, I've always, like, so as a gamer, Nintendo is one of those brands I'm like, I never really owned a Nintendo, but I want to.
See, no, like I'm the same. I never owned a Nintendo as a kid, like at all.
So
I had the Game Boy.
That
was literally it. I never had the N64 or anything like that.
Yeah, so I think I mentioned previously I had the SNES years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to it. But now I look at it, I'm like, that's Nintendo. That's like the game company, the original game company, it feels like, for some reason.
What? I don't know how you got that impression.
Well, they were one of the first big one, I guess. What's not the SNES? Is it just the NES?
The NES, yeah.
Yeah, when that came out, that was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
And the SNES was even better. Then obviously after that,
I always feel whenever I view Nintendo, I'm just like, you're literally just targeting nostalgia for people, from what I see.
Yeah, like their game designs don't really change.
Their game designs barely change, but they're very, very well designed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like the Mario games, I like the old ones, but I'd also happily play the new ones.
Yeah.
And I sort of think there's nothing new to them. They're just side scrollers, majority
they
of them.
put a lot of effort into like just like perfecting the design. It almost feels like I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I just said perfecting design, and now I'm going to talk about Apple. Do you get my comparison when I say like Apple designs something years after everyone else has made it and released it as a product, but they've put it into a really fine point, you know.
So I would agree and disagree.
Yeah.
So like I get what your point. Apple are like, okay, they've done this. Let's just make it good as they think is good.
Yeah.
And it's often I find that other phones have already done it better. Weirdly.
Yeah.
Whereas Nintendo, I feel are more like, let's try and be more original. So like
they are
the
quite
Joy-Con
unique
thing,
in a lot of things.
The Joy-Con thing, I was like, has anyone done that before?
Yeah, no,
Not
they design for fun,
Yes,
whereas a lot
that's
of
the
other
thing.
companies seem to design for other reasons, or they seem to forget the fun in video games.
PlayStation and Xbox are like, let's make a game that looks really good.
Looks really good. It's very
Plays well,
serious.
serious. Whereas like Mario Party, Nintendo are just like, let's make a game that when you have people around, you just want to play with people because it's fun and you can have a laugh, sort of thing.
Yeah, they're definitely very good at that.
Like PlayStation have similar games, but not quite on the same level. I don't think.
Well, no, I don't think they come anywhere near close to Nintendo's party games.
So I think they're like, let's be original, as much original as original as can be, I guess.
Yeah.
So I gotta give them credit for that. It's even like the race games. Like you could set your own Mario Kart track up, couldn't you? With them. You could buy the box, and you could I'm pretty sure you could put things down or record
you're right.
Record your living room. It's like, oh, that's a
Yeah.
racetrack now.
Yeah,
You're just like,
that.
why has no one else done that?
Yeah. They do have some fun ideas, don't they?
So Switch 2, don't know if it's gonna be any good.
So
but
I'm gonna stop myself from getting it because I got the Switch and I literally loaded it up maybe once or twice.
I know what'll happen. A new Zelda game will come out and you'll be like, looks glorious.
They look great, but then I never load them up. I just waste my money on these things and never load them. So I'm not going to buy it. I'm straight up at this point right now. I am not going to buy the Switch 2. Done deal.
I can hear what you're saying, but your eyes are telling me a different story. Your eyes have got the shine going, I do want that new Zelda game though. You'll come round and I'll have it, you'll play it and you'll go, yes, I want one then. And
I'm not going to do it.
You're notorious as well for these sort of purchases.
I'm horrendous. I mean, this entire podcast came out of me spending £300 on a controller. So, yeah, it's. I
wonder what they'll do though, because obviously they've got the Steam Deck as well now to compete with, I guess. Obviously, Nintendo have their games.
Steam Deck's incredible.
But it's more versatile than Steam Deck.
Yeah.
So they'll have to compete with it. The other thing I'm not sure about Steam
that's
Deck.
what you say they have to compete with it. They don't. Nintendo are completely just on their own. They can do whatever they want and people will buy it.
I know.
It's crazy. They have so much power.
Including you.
No, I'm not doing it. Anyway. I'm going to completely change subject and we're going to watch last week's fight.
So you're not getting the Switch then? Okay then.
What I will say before this fight starts, I hated myself after the fight of last week. I had so much confidence with Zafina. I was like, she's my best character. I'm so good with Zafina. And then I sit on that sofa and I forget everything. It all just leaves me. And then I'm just there poking like an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing. There's no thought between any of my actions. I'm just there haha, pushing buttons. And then, it's just shockingly bad.
We don't normally do that, clarify what happened in the match, but you felt like you needed to.
I needed to. I was so disappointed with myself last week with how my fight went. It was so bad. I'm going to watch this and I'm going to look at all of my actions that I've done and I'm going to hate everything.
Are you ready?
I suppose so.
3, 2, 1, let's play.
Zafina and Leo.
So yes,
Leo's still currently your highest character, right?
He is, yes, and this is action hero.
Have you played him at all in the last week?
Nope.
No.
I was dedicated to our random thing.
Yeah.
I practiced law, like I said.
Yeah.
But he's still my highest, and I think I could still give him a good go.
I think you were doing good.
I like how I made action hero, and the images just sort of show something else completely. You can see the exhaustion in your face already.
Dude, I'm gonna.
The blocks.
I'm just mashing. Look, I'm not. There's barely any thought. What's frustrating as well, right?
Okay.
I watch these fights. I watch these fights every week, obviously, with you. You fight so differently in these fights compared to when we fight outside of these fights. You're so like cautious with absolutely every move that you do. I can't.
Look at it, bro. The domination's coming through.
It was so bad.
Oh,
Look at that. Look at
big
that.
time.
You weren't moving, and I decided, I'll kick up, bitch.
See, yeah, I just worked very well with Leo.
Yeah. Look, you block so much. Like, you barely do anything. And I'm just, like, fucking myself over.
I'm just cautious, that's all.
But you fight so differently in these fights.
It's like I try in these fights.
Honestly, like, what happened after this? We had this fight, we fought more, and then it was just like, I was winning after win after win after win. It's like, what happens? I just don't get it. My mind loses all concentration.
Look at that. 2 wins, 2 beautiful wins already.
Yeah.
That move is so powerful.
I love that move.
But it is a timed move, I think you said. Or that costume.
It is, not so much at the end of the combo. If I was to do it just like blankly, like from neutral stance, then it is a bit more, it is a bit tighter, and it does a lot more damage that way too. At the end of a combo, it doesn't do as much.
Oof. It's just... I was in the zone for this
Pure
fight.
pain, dude. Like, look at my health. I'm just like, what is happening?
Oh, 3 wins. 3
shocking.
straight.
Absolutely shocking.
That's a hat-trick of wins, bro.
That's...
You don't normally let that happen.
Absolutely shocking.
The pain. You can't see his face right now, but I see it. I see it.
There's tears coming down. So yeah, okay. What are you going to do? Law?
I'm going to do law.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stick with the random thing because I think I've done well and I'm fresh with them.
Not doing Xiaoyu.
I'm not surprised you're not doing Xiaoyu, but do you know who you're going to be?
I'll be Zafina again.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You're hoping for much for Zafina, I think.
Zafina is honestly my strongest character.
What's the score now as well?
I don't know. You're shooting off.
I know the score. Do you know the score?
I don't really want to know.
I'm pretty sure it's 5-2.
Is it 5-2?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So
it's Law, Zafina. We should do rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. Do you reckon I'll be on the left this time? Since I'm on the left all the time.
You are always on the left.
I'm surprised you haven't practiced on the right just for this occasion.
I really shouldn't I? Because apparently I am the worst player of rock, paper, scissors ever.
Well, let's find out now. You ready?
Yep.
Oh, you're
instantly
the right
lost
again.
Okay, alright, here we go. I'm on the right. Zafina versus Law. Let's go.
Until next time.
Bye.
Martial law. Zafina.
Guided by the stars.
Get ready for the next battle.
Let's start this.
Round 1. Fight. Round 4. Fight! Final round. Fight!
You win. Do you want to learn martial arts?